Alright, welcome back to episode 3 of History Rewritten. And last time we saw lots of countries expanding their areas, like the red team, as now all of Turkey's filled up, the orange team, who expanded into Arabia and also Africa, and the green team, which managed to expand all the way around the Caspian Sea. The brown team also got significantly bigger, and the dark blue team got entirely pushed out of its area in Turkey. A few other new nations were made, such as the yellow team, the light blue team, the dark blue team in Africa, and the other darkish blue team in Africa, which is the one we'll be starting on today. So last time, at the end of the last episode, I mentioned very abruptly that the dark blue team in Africa captured Sicily, which they did. So, more explanation on that. They kind of made a settlement on this bit where the major city is. And then after exploring lots of the island's coast, colonized it very quickly after hearing stories about Italy that I believe was discovered by Pete. So yeah, in the process of doing that, but they're going to expand more into the Mediterranean Sea, lots of which have actually been discovered now, which is cool. So they managed to find Sardinia and they captured that. That seemed to be quite quick, but yeah, been working on that for a while, and they might even make it to Corsica sometime soon. The other country in Italy, the yellow team, is also going to be expanding. They're going to be making their way across to the western coast of Italy. This process is sped up by the fact there's another nation in the West Mediterranean, this blue one. So they're going to be getting on with that. Yeah, the cough's been getting worse, so that's great. It's just truly amazing. But yeah, so they've made this big divide thing in Italy, and I think I actually might get them to expand this, because you might as well. Their economy, it's been generally okay. They're quite a new nation, so they do have lots to offer. It's expanded into unexplored areas around the world, even making it up into Slovenia now, over here in the Balkans. However, it looks like there is a possibility their economy goes down to the worst. But, you know, who knows? They might be perfectly fine by the end of this episode. No guarantee. Anyway, also blue team colonizes Malta. Well, probably doesn't colonize it, but you know what I mean. Alright, over here, our light blue team in Turkey will be expanding into Greece. Last time they discovered Greece and didn't do much with it. They got Crete and some of these islands, which are probably actually Turkish in the modern day, but oh well. So now they're actually going to be settling Greece. Which colour are they? Is this the right one? No. Oh. It's this one. Okay. So they managed to get this bit, which is near where Athens is. Is this connected? I feel like it's not connected, but then I don't really know. But this is where Athens is, so that's cool. Corfu's up there, which is fun. And they continue further along the Greek coast. They get all the way up to this bit. I mean, back in my day, Greece is a very divided country, or area, because there's just a whole load of mountains in Greece. Basically, you had lots of tiny kingdoms, all divided by these mountains, so you had plains and then mountains dividing this all up. So you had loads and loads of tiny countries, but I don't think we're really going to have this here. We might, but you never know. But at the moment, it's all part of this blue country, so there's that. The red team and the orange team are going to continue to divide up Arabia, so I don't really think they have a conference, because I doubt conference exists at the moment, but their two leaders might meet up somewhere, so the red team's going to be taking this much, and the orange team will continue along the Saudi coast, and they will take all of this. This is going to take ages to fill in. Great. The red team and the orange team are relatively strong countries. I don't know what... I might do country ranking at the end of this. Oh my god. But I mean, the orange team. The thing about them is their land is really not great, and also in terms of trading partners, there's basically just the red team, and now they've got the dark blue. It's like Egyptian country. But yeah, they're quite isolated out where they are. However, they do have some pretty big cities. They've got 4 major cities, so that's something going for them. And the red team is, without a doubt, the strongest country in the world. So, I mean, that's a cool trading partner to have. Although, that trading partner is also shared with most of the world. So, you know. Well. Their African colony has grown significantly. I think they might even discover Socotra, so they can have that too. And yeah, we're going to return to Eastern Europe. There we go. The blue team got pushed all the way up into Ukraine and Crimea last time, which is kind of funny, seeing as they were a Turkish nation before this. Their entire civilization has moved up here. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure on the geography of Ukraine, but I know it's snowy, so that's sure to be fun for these guys. They're going to expand up along this river bit, and also up here. Which is quite a lot of expansion for this relatively weak nation. The brown team are going to seek to connect up with them, because I mean, the only borders they have at the moment are with the 2 most aggressive nations in the world, and I mean, that's not my ambition for country borders. So, I mean, the brown team, I know my colours, doesn't really have a grudge against the red team. It's only really the green team they don't like. And they are coming to like them more, seeing as they have the same religion. It's just that the green team kind of robbed them of their territory and stuff like that. But, you know, they're developing more of a friendship now, so that's nice. I wouldn't say they're allies. I don't really think the green team has any allies in the world. But they do have religious tolerance, so that's good. And what I mean by that is, like, although they think that their Caspian religion is the best religion, they do admit that other religions exist in the world. That might be entirely motivated by the fact that they think people of the Caspian religion are the best people. But, you know, it's nice that they're not being mean to everyone else, because I suppose there probably are some religions who are just going around and being like, well, we're the best. Because that happened an awful lot across history. Anyway, more expansion for the red team, as the green team is hoping to expand down to Persia. Well, they're already in Persia, but down to the Persian Gulf, so they can actually get the coastline. So, they can try and divide this up with the red team leader. These borders are going to be horrific. So we might try and change this, just because that's not going to look good. In no way that will look. I mean, look, the red team borders, they'll look fine. This green team stuff, this is going to be horrific. So, I'm not excited to see that. Ooh. Well, you know, in real life, it's an absolutely disgusting looking country borders. And I think we probably do have today, but I'm kind of used to how it looks, so it doesn't bother me as much as perhaps it would. Red team, yeah, definitely the strongest. They're a massive nation. Although they are losing out on places they can expand to. It's literally just Arabia and I suppose Sudan. But you know, that's desert. All of their options are desert at the moment, so it's exciting for them. The blue team, down here in Africa, are going to attempt to expand into, I want to say continental Italy. I'm not sure that's right, but they're going to grab the rest of this foot bit of Italy. However, the yellow team is very much against this. They claim all of Italy, including the southern areas. I mean, they'll allow Sicily because it hasn't really occurred to people that Sicily is part of Italy. in a way. I mean, definitely they were connected once upon a time. So were they part of Italy? I'd say so. Which means that they get very, very close to a war. People in the yellow team send their huge army over from... I mean, their capital's all the way over here. So they have like a... I suppose they just send them across over Greece. Maybe just like this way. To Italy, and they run down to this southern point here. Where they talk it out with the blue country. Like, we've let you take these islands, and we can totally thrash your country, because you just got out of an independence war, and then an independence war for another country, and they've just been expanding all over Italy, so they really don't have loads of money saved up to go and fight in a massive war against a country which probably also trades with most other countries in the world. So in the end, they sell this over to the yellow team for quite a price. You know, I mean, the blue team, it's not incapable of holding itself in a fight. And definitely in the future, it's going to become quite a strong country. Like, if you look at North Africa today, there's some really, really strong countries in North Africa. You've got, like, Algeria, Egypt, they're, like, top 35 countries, I think. And Egypt's top 20 on lots of different lists. And Morocco, Tunisia, Libya, there we go. They're all quite strong as well, so... I don't see why these guys don't have a good future out for them. The light blue team over here in Greece is going to continue their expansion into Greece. So, I mean, nobody's really got anything wrong with this country. They're just kind of there. They let people go through the Aegean. And they're a pretty peaceable country because they're small. Like, if, for example, they angered the red team, they'd get absolutely demolished. So, that's fun for them. But yeah. Anyway, over here in Africa, have more blue team stuff. This episode's been relatively blue team centered so far. They expand further into southern North Africa, so really just North Africa. I think they get into quite a Saharan area at the moment, which is probably great fun for them. But yeah, the main bit is they expand across the Algerian coast and make their way into Morocco, I think. So this is an awful lot of expansion, but like, you know, they just received a huge wad of cash from the yellow team, so they're going to put that to good use, making their nation a lot stronger. I'm not sure about their population though, it's probably not amazing compared to other nations. Like, agricultural nations often have a higher population. I mean, can you grow stuff? I mean, imagine you can grow stuff in North Africa. If you grow stuff anywhere in Africa, I'd probably say North Africa. Well, maybe not, but Kenya is what I'd probably say. And I mean, I imagine they farm camels instead, or something, so, yeah. You still need lots of people to help farm camels, though, so maybe their population increase isn't too bad. So yeah, they are a considerably big country now. They control the western Mediterranean to quite a significant degree. This dark blue team is going to get itself in some of the action. It's only going to expand a little bit in North Africa because they kind of realize that's not an amazing part of land to expand into. But down here by the Nile they expand quite a lot and go down into Sudan towards the coast over here. So there we go for these guys. I hate having a cough. Whose idea was this? Yeah. Oh, no, window. I mean, it's the summer holidays soon, so that's good. Well, it's sad. I quite like the summer holidays, though. Well, yeah, they're fun. Because it's freedom. And I don't see anyone for 6 weeks. That's a shame. But hopefully I'll be cured of this really irritating cough. because just like every minute or so I have a coughing fit. It's great fun. So yeah, bigger blue team. Maybe the blue team will go into Arabia. I doubt it, but it's a possibility. Anyway, yellow team's gonna have some problems. I kind of hinted this at the start of the video, but there's revolutionary people now in the yellow team, and they want independence. The yellow team's kind of using this as a secondary part of their country. Lots of their income comes from here, but there's lots of poor workers who aren't paid very much because all the rich dudes are over here in Turkey, Greece, maybe even in Dalmatia. I feel like major city update, but ahead of the end of the video. New major city in Istria. That's crazy. Also, this country's purple in adverse to the yellow team. So they're not really expecting this, but there's a huge amount of population in Italy, just like I talked about with this blue country. Mainly agricultural society here in Italy, although, like, the northern bit, you have this bit where all the farming happens in Italy, because you have the Apennine Mountains, which kind of ruin everything else. So in modern day Italy, it's like, the southern bit is where they do all the machinery stuff, and then the northern bit they have all the farming, because it's nicer up here. You've got the Alps, just loads of mountains in Italy. But you've got like Florence, Milan. I know Italian cities. What are the other ones? Pisa's up here, somewhere. I think it's West Italy. But yeah, so there's some other cities. It'll eventually occur to me what those are. But yeah, so Italy's going to send loads of people all along the Dalmatian coast, and they start absolutely wrecking it. There's like coastal towns all over here, and once they capture a few of those, they're able to connect along, and people are just really unprepared. It's like the areas that have significant population, so you've got Istria, and like this bit, but over here it's just extremely easy for the Italians to capture, and they quickly make advances into Italy. The Balkans, there we go, that part of the world. So they end up splitting up whatever, yellow team. And the yellow team fail their advance as they try to make a landing in this bit of Italy. Near Croatia, basically, the bit on the opposite side of Croatia. Their forces, well, the Italian forces, I mean, continue down the south of the country, but also begin to push up towards Istria and begin to kind of encircle the area. People are trying to escape now to go down the Mediterranean coast, but Adriatic. But you know who controls the entire western side of the Adriatic? The Italian country. So it's really not looking good for the yellow team people who are trying to escape. The Italians make further advances, but finally the yellow team military is getting itself in order and out of Turkey. And they begin to push the Italian team back slightly. Not the full way, and not even the full way of this advance, but they're making a comeback, so that's good. I mean, I doubt anyway that Italy in its current state will be able to control all of this land that they're capturing. Yeah. So this major city goes down. They've already lost this Italian major city, and the troops over here in Italy aren't really stopping. The yellow team's a relatively new country, and they're relatively afraid. They already had the colours. The red team and the blue team taking some of their land at their independence, and they're really not eager to just get defeated by the red team again. So they make a final push. It's kind of like sending all of their stuff into Italy, because they know immediately after that they're going to go for peace. They just want to secure as much land as they can before they go to peace, so they can say, well, like, we've occupied this and you can't take it. So, yeah. Although, I think the Italians want land. They managed to push up a bit more, but all in all, they don't get the entire way. And the people out here, many of them die, and some of them are sent off to Italy. I feel there's just lots of brutal murders at this point in time, so that's fun. But yeah, peace treaty, Italian independence. At the moment, they can't really deal with any other territory in, whatever it's called, the Balkans, because they haven't solidified their own country. and I don't really think anyone dislikes their country, but yeah, possibility. Where are they going to put their capital? See, I'm going to put it in Rome, but why would they put it in Rome? It's a good question. I don't know. I think I might put it down here. There's their capital. And now we need to fix the yellow team borders. Great. Let's get down to doing that then. So, I mean, all in all, the yellow team lost like 40, maybe like 35% of their economy to this, and it's really not good for the rest of the yellow team, as people begin to flee from the yellow team because they're just having a huge economic crash. Previously, the yellow team was probably the strongest country in Europe. I mean, if you don't count. Actually, no, I don't think the red team is in Europe. Actually, no, wait, Cyprus is European. No. Don't look at Cyprus. Just pretend it's gone invisible for a second. It's not gone though. We like Cyprus. Cyprus is cool. Yeah, people begin to flee from the yellow team and they head up north. Yes, this far north, all the way into Sweden. No, that would be crazy. But they do flee north, and they make their way mainly from the more rural areas of the country where they're hit worse. You know, there's more stuff down here. All these rich people are less affected by the economic crash. But down here, it's kind of like the French Revolution thing, where they were so poor they didn't have enough bread to eat and stuff. And they couldn't get bread. So, yeah. The people begin to flee and make the trek up here. I mean, they're probably being fed better escaping up here. And they make their own new nation up here in, I want to say it's Poland, but it might be Germany. I think it's Poland. So here's our new country. It's very, very small, but all of these countries, well, not all of them actually, but most of them were one at a time, very small. So that's cool. They don't really have a capital. I'll update it at the end, but they will be expanding more. I mean, they're probably the coldest nation in the world at the moment, so it's fun for them. It's definitely a change of climate from the Balkans. But they make their way further into Germany, so they're kind of leaving Poland now. I don't know what to call them. I want to call them the Terracotta Nation, because they are basically terracotta. But yeah. So there you go. They don't really have anyone to trade with. The other team probably doesn't even know they've gone. Actually no. The yellow team does know people have left the country, and that causes the yellow team government, aristocracy, to close the borders of the yellow team, meaning that people cannot leave the country because they're absolutely terrified they're just going to lose their population and it's going to collapse. Because that is entirely possible. The red team would snatch up this bit and people don't want to be part of the red team again. Anyway, over in the green team, people are attempting to flee. Attempting to flee the dictatorship in the green team. Like, if you look at different countries' governments, orange team is a theocracy, green team is a dictatorship. I mean, like, the yellow team's slightly moving towards an oligarchy, but everyone else is a aristocracy, although aristocrats don't really exist. So it's more like tribal leaders, but they're not really that tribal anymore. So barons lead the country. Something like that. Maybe like a council of rich dudes. Anyway, over here, the green team, yeah, the rights are not entirely upheld. You do what you're told. And, yeah. The population is not amazing compared to how big the country is. And although they are trying to develop trade more, it's not entirely taken off within the country. Although that could change eventually, one day in the future. However, the government, just like how people are treated in Russia, treat the people in the green team like a horde, sort of thing. That's kind of been a big thing across Russian history during the wars. They just send a whole ton of people because it's kind of like a horde mind thing, which is quite an interesting idea. But yeah, that's just generally how it works in the green team. And personality is often just entirely forgotten. So if a load of people leaving the green team, and probably, I don't know, maybe like the eastern part of the green team, and they're going to flee along this coast. So this is Iran into Pakistan, and they go probably still in Pakistan, and make it down here. Actually, this is India now, I think. So we have our first nation to make it to India, so that's quite exciting. They make their own starting bit around this area. So now nation number 4 for this video, I think. Wait, it's only number 3? No. Might need to make a new nation, guys. Because last time the first episode we had 5 nations, we had 4 the episode before that. I want to keep a good ratio of new nations. These guys are going to expand around this coast and also along here. You know, they're not exactly rich, and they probably still have similar thoughts and mindsets to that that's found in the green team. I mean, they are still a green team. But yeah, as far as I can tell, like I say, I don't think the world really knows about their existence. But you know, it's probably not going to be that long until the orange team realise they're there, because they'll be exploring the oceans. Anyway, back to the blue team again. They've finally managed to expand all the way across northern Morocco. And you know what you can see from northern Morocco? Spain. Southern Europe, or southwestern Europe, is largely undiscovered by people. It's like France, people don't know about that. I mean, northern Italy, they don't really know about that either. But Spain, I don't know a clue that exists. But some people who arrive in Tangiers in Morocco look across the water one clear day, and they see land. They're kind of assuming it's an island, but, you know, they haven't seen this land before. So they make the boat trip all the way across the water and finally make their way into Morocco. So, this is not Morocco. That's not blue. Loads of revelations today. So they discover that this area of land is not in fact an island, as far as they can tell. It's a big island if it is an island, as they explore along the southern coast of Spain, kind of like the bit opposite their coast. And finally they make a colony out here in Spain. So, the first nation in Spain, the blue team. And this might lead to them colonizing an awful lot more of Spain. Anyway, the purple team are going to expand. They go up into this bit. I need to try and think where the actual Alps are, just to make sure they don't have loads of people living out in the Alps, because I feel like it's very possible I forget entirely where they are. But you know, like, water comes from mountains, which is why you get rivers from mountains, because water flows down mountains, as far as I'm aware. So I'm going to assume that these mountains mean, these lakes, there we go, mean Alps, although the Italians might already be in the Alps. They're going to take Corsica, by the way. I mean, Italy's looking really ugly now. They were kind of looking cool before, but now they're ugly. So, that's a shame. But, yeah, sorry Italy. I'm very sorry what I've done to you. And, we can end it off here. We could. It's a possibility that we do the major cities update right now. But I think the yellow team is going to open its borders just before we leave and let a load more people flee out of the country. Great. These people are trying to follow the path that the others, the Terracotta Nation, took, but they go slightly off track. You know, they go from here, travel up. They know they went west, but they don't really go entirely right, and they end up getting lost. And they do that for a bit, I suppose. They finally end up stopping here. So they form their own new nation over here, and they're like, we can't be that far away from the orange terracotta dudes. You are. Yeah, nation I did say I wanted a new nation. I was kind of thinking I might do this next episode, but new nation, guys. So that's cool. They have no coast. I think they're the only nation in the world without a coastline. So that's not cool. It's just sad. Poor old disgusting coloured country. It's like, look what I found in my sewage. I know, let's paint our flag the same colour as that. Sewers do not exist. That's a horrible thought. Hold on a second, there's no sewers in this entire place. Anyway, major cities, red team. Trade is most definitely underway now. I mean, are they going to be developing any more major cities around the world? Yes. One here. And to say sorry to Cyprus. Oh no. Yeah, major city right out there in Sudan. And no one has even discovered. Say sorry for Cyprus for making you forget about it. You get a major city. There you go, Cyprus. You one day might be independent. Who knows? Blue team, I like blue team, definitely going to get a major city. They've colonized all of Greece now. Crete? Is that important for trade? Probably, it's like right out here. I mean, you want to go like, you either go through the north or along the southern coast, but this country's more developed and Crete's been here for a while under their control. So, put their major city here. Now we're going to put it right here. And concerns the rest of Greece, we'll put their major city on this bit near Athens. Like Atticus. That's what it was called back in the day, I think. Atticus. And they changed it. I might just be lying to your face, but who knows. Yellow team. You can have a major city at this bit, because I assume there's a river there. Dark blue team, they're going to have one. To be honest, they might not get one. No, I'm only joking, they can have one with the brown team. Purple team, they're definitely going to get one. One down here to trade with the blue team. And I think they might get a Corsican one. Also probably to trade with the blue team. Although these guys, they're not entirely friendly with each other. I mean, they trade because there's not many other Western Mediterranean countries than these two. So, they've got really no other choice. Well, they do, but yeah. So they might have a few fighting instances in the future, because Purple Team claims Sicily and Sardinia, and the Blue Team probably claims Corsica, and also this peninsula here. Blue Team, they're going to get a city out here in Spain. The reason I'm putting it in the Spanish bit instead of the Moroccan bit is because, like, you're probably sending all your stuff over to the Spanish bit. So then you'd end up with a high density of stuff over here. They also have one in Sardinia, so yeah. Blue team, to be honest, I'm not sure, really. You're gonna get anything. Sorry, mate. Orange team, actually, yeah, we'll put one right here. Green team, they do need a port down here. Otherwise, no, I don't think so. Brown team, right there. And, I mean, the orange and the manky colour, they're just going to get capitals. You're probably going to put your capital, I mean, it's all probably cold. So we'll put it on the coast, just for future. And these guys have theirs in the middle. Also, the lime team, I did not forget about these guys. Put theirs out here. So that is our world after this amount of time. Episode 3. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I've got 3 subscribers at this point in time, so please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Yay.